Alright, so today we're going to kick off a new project. And what is that project, you may ask? Well, that's going to be the ultimate ham radio mobile rig. And the FTX-1 just got released, and needless to say, there wasn't a separation kit that was included, and Yaesu said it's not designed to be used with a separation kit, and it looks like there's 4 cables that are going to have to be used in order to do a full separation. So my dream of using the FTX-1 as the ultimate mobile rig has now been shot. So because it's been shot, I decided to go a different route and now move in the direction I was going to originally go in. So HRO dropped off a box today after they had a really amazing sale this weekend, and I'm going to go ahead and unbox it all and go from there and kind of show you guys what I got to kind of build the kind of quasi ultimate mobile rig. And keep in mind, mobile HF is something that is still something that it's kind of hard to get 100% right the way you want it. So the process I went through in my head when I designed this thing was I want to be able to pull it to a park, deploy an antenna system, and then we would just sit in the truck and operate. And the radio needed to be FT8 capable, needed to be 100 watts, and needed to just be something I could easily use. But on top of that, have 2 meter 440 available to use in the rig as well. So this isn't designed to be the end-all be-all kind of setup, but it's something designed to kind of work for what I need it to work for. So to me, this is going to be like my ultimate setup. With one day eventually, I will change the antenna to maybe like a coil type or something like that, where you've seen they have like the big coils and they have the stick going up. And I can't think of the brand off the top of my head. I want to say maybe Hustler. I don't know why the name is escaping me, but basically it's just a big mobile coil antenna that has a remote tuner. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, so I'm going to unbox everything I got to kind of build this setup. And there's still some stuff in the garage that I already got that I'm not going to bother unboxing, but that was basically the 2 meter 440 antenna and the mount that I got for that. So because this rig I got here that I'm going to show you guys is 2 meter 440 and HF capable with 2 inputs for antennas on the back. So anyways, without further ado, I got a 40 meter ham stick. This is a Shark one, and I thought I was buying the whole complete kit, but I guess I just bought the single, so I might have to check on that. But these are kind of cool to kind of throw in the back seat and be able to just put them out wherever. This I bought a mag mount for, and so we're just gonna stick it on a mag mount, maybe experiment with some mobile HF. But in reality, the rig is gonna be set up so that way you just pull up to a park and you can do a POTA right there, and after you deploy the antenna, and then kind of come back into the rig, operate, and then just pick up your antenna and leave. That way you're not setting up batteries, headsets, the whole nine. It's just a ready to go setup for POTA was the goal of this, with some availability to use, some ham sticks on the go. So that's the thought process behind this. So anyways, I'm going to get to the rig I got, but I'm just going to kind of go through everything with you just really quickly, and we'll go from there. So first thing first, a Shark ham stick, and this one is for 40 meters. That's a band I operate on quite a bit. Secondly, without showing you which radio I got this for just yet, this is the programming software because it makes my life easier. $30 saves me a ton of headaches. So this is the RT System software that I got for the radio, and it's gonna make my life a lot easier. I got the antenna tuner adapter cable from LDG. Because I am going to use an antenna tuner with this setup, because most of the antennas I use that I deploy in a POTA situation require an antenna tuner. So we got an antenna tuner. Got the Heil headset adapter to work with my Heil headset that I already own. Got the ICOM mobile mounting bracket. So yeah, pretty nice. Nice heavy duty bracket, that'll work great. This is the Hustler. Where might I go? This is the Hustler mag mount for the ham stick. I couldn't find any other ones that they carried, but this one should do just fine for just a quick and dirty mobile setup. So. This is the Z Pro 2 Zero Power Antenna, and the reason I had to upgrade to this model was because the other one would only do like 25-30 watts on FT8, and I wanted to be able to go up to like at least 40 if I needed it. So anyways, this will handle that. So of course, everything's gonna go everywhere. That's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. So, it's actually pretty compact. I'm pretty happy with that. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Nice ports on the back. Got some buttons on the front for C up, C down, L down, function, tune, store. Should be pretty cool, even though I'm not going to have it sitting on a desk or anything like that, but it's going to be underneath the seat. So, anyways, so we got the cables to do that as well. I've never had a fancy LDG tuner like that. All the ones I had before were just one button on them. But LDG always makes great stuff, so I'm pretty sure that one's going to be just fine. And last but not least, we're going to crack open the rig. I want you guys to put it in your comments right now what you think it was that I got. Just take a guess. But if you can't see it, we got a 7100. While I wish it had a color display, and this rig's been out for about 10 years, and I've always wanted to get one because I do like the design of the control head. I do like the design of the separate unit. I wish it had a color screen and a band scope. It has a small band scope, but not a band scope. But this one fits the bill for pretty much everything. It'll do HF. It'll do 100 watts. It'll do FT8 without getting a digi-rig. That's the big reason why I didn't go with an FT817. Pretty sure it was an 817 model. Even though you could use that with like an ATAS and everything like that, and the auto tuner and the whole nine, and it was very appealing, you had to buy a digi-rig for that and make the digi-rig work. And I've made digi-rigs work with my Elecraft, but I didn't want to do that this time. I just wanted a all-in-one unit that did 2 meter, 440, HF, and did the digital modes without an issue, one cable sound card. Otherwise, I would have just put an ID 5100 in the truck along with the 817, which I didn't want to do that. I wanted just one radio. So the only big downside of this one is it doesn't have GPS. And the whole reason I would use the GPS is if I'm traveling, which I do all the time, is it'll locate the nearest repeater to me by GPS signal. Now this one you can't put a GPS input in it. I haven't looked into it yet, but that's going to be my goal with it, is to eventually get that one set up too, to where I can just do a GPS location to know where the nearest repeaters are, and I'm going to have those programmed for the whole United States in here. And then that way, if I'm traveling up a highway or something, I can easily hit the nearest repeater. So I'm planning to drive to Pacificon next time that convention's going on, and I'll definitely be able to test it during that and some other trips I have planned for the year. But that's the only downside I wasn't really happy with, besides like the color screen and the band scope, was no GPS. But this radio was designed and released about 10 years ago, but everybody I know that owns one really likes it, and it's a really hot rig for a mobile application. So anyways, I'm going to unbox it and we'll kind of just check it out. Alright, first off, heavy manual, limited warranty card. I'll just stick that over here for a minute. power cable, USB cable. We got a separation cable. This should be long enough for what I need it for. They do make a longer one, but yeah, I mean, this one should be long enough, I'm hoping. If not, I think they said a shielded Cat 6 works. Don't spend the $80 or whatever the crazy amount was for the Icon branded one. But yeah, get the USB cable, get the SEP cable, and get a decent power cable that's fused. So, and then if I look at the ends of it, that does look like copper in there. So, great. Next thing up, I'm guessing this is going to be our control head. Alright, so we got the microphone, which is actually, look at that, it's a pretty decent sized microphone. Look at that. It's the HM198. So, I'm probably not going to use it because I got a headset, but maybe I'll use it while in motion or something. But decent sized mic. Decent length on the cord, and then you got your typical jacks, fuses, pigtail. That's all there too. And then I've seen these in store a couple times, but I've never really played with it a whole lot, but just a little bit. But here we go. There's a control head. It's lightweight, not bad. Ooh. Nice. Nice BFO knob. I really like that. Nice BFO knob. Alright. Cool. This is going to be perfect mount for the truck. Just go bing right in the truck. So, I'm waiting on the mount to be here tomorrow, but... And then this one, you got the option to go speaker or phones on the back, and you got your camera ball mount down there. Alright, last but not least, let's get the main body out. Well, that's it. It's not very big either. I thought it was going to be bigger, but that's not too bad. That's not bad. Not bad. So there's the ports on the back. And the side. Front with an SD card slot. Pretty easy. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing programmed up, and then the next video you're going to see is me putting this in the car. So, see you guys then. Alright, so I just realized I should probably have been filming this for YouTube on my other camera, but what we got going on right now is we're installing the bulletproof mount here on my F-150 because it's aluminum. So you really don't have a whole lot of choices for antenna mounting. So this one had really good reviews, and it seemed to fit the bill for what I needed it for a 2 meter 70 centimeter antenna, as well as an HF option. And then I'm going to put an antenna switch in the truck. That way I can switch over to just a regular SO239 or whatever that I want if I'm not using a ham stick. And I got a really good idea about how I'm going to do that with an antenna tuner. So you'll have to stick with me to see that one through. But I don't know. I still haven't really fully decided how I'm going to use that yet. But ideally I would feed into the 7100 with the straight end, and then the Y would split one way into an antenna tuner, which could then feed to an outboard antenna, and then the other way would just go up to the top here to like a ham stick or whatever else antenna, like a Tar Heel or something I decide to do in the future. So that has yet to be decided. I did get some ham sticks to test with, so we're going to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and tie up the mount, and I'm going to feed in the cables, and then I did order a back panel thanks to DIY Ray, who did the walkthrough on this, but I want to add, this is now a no longer, it's a no drill mount now. They changed it up, so now you no longer have to drill it anymore. So that's a win. So I pulled out the drill and everything thinking I was going to need it. But anyways, here's the mount. It's looking good. It's got 15 feet of coax in there. And we're going to bring the radios right down into the passenger side now. So that's where we're going to put everything, and we're going to mount everything. I originally wanted to do it behind the driver's side, but now I think we're just going to stick to the passenger side. And I got some good ideas on how I'm going to get that done. So stay tuned for that one. All right, guys, the mount is up, as you can see. And it looks pretty good. I started running the cables on the inside, so I got to get some antennas for it. So I just put a little bit of blue tape on the top there where my HF is, and the other side's going to be 2.70 meters. And that antenna should be here tomorrow. That's going to be a compact antenna. So, and I got the nice cover for it too, that you can see on this mount. So if I ever need to cover one of those up, won't be a problem. So anyways, let's keep on chugging along. We're going on the inside of the cab now. All right, so I'll give you guys a little bit of an update. So this is my Built Right Industries bracket that I got for my F-150, and I decided to wait on this bracket because it's just going to make everything cleaner to install behind the seat. DIY Ray did an install, and I seen this on his channel. Thought it was dope, so that's what I'm going to stick with. So anyways, you're seeing two brackets there, and you're probably wondering why. Well, I've kind of come to the conclusion that the 7100 is probably not going to be best for in motion mobile HF if I wanted to do that. So I'm gonna use it like I kind of originally planned on, where I'm gonna just use it for drive up POTAs and stuff like that, and operate that way, you know, deploy an antenna, and then operate from the comfort of my vehicle, and then go back to where I was going. Now you're probably wondering why there's a second bracket there. Well, I'm gonna put my 5100 in here too. Why? Well, the 5100 is a dedicated VHF UHF rig, and so basically I'll have that one up front on the Lido mount, and that'll be just like my daily driver, and then I'll just pull out the head unit for the 7100 when I want to pull up and work a park or something like that. So that way it kind of, you know, keeps them separated. I mean, I know I could probably run everything off the 7100, but since it doesn't have GPS and the screen's not as big as the 5100, I'm going to give this a shot first, and then maybe I'll add on GPS to the 7100 later on, because I do like that near repeater option that ICOM has, especially when I'm going to be traveling. And I do like the big screen of the 7100, or sorry, the 5100. So that's what we're going to do. And I might even try a Yaesu 891 with an ATOS eventually as well. We'll see how well that works. But the whole goal is to roll up to a park. So anyways, the whole goal is just to roll up to a park and operate POTA. Roll up to a park, deploy the antenna, and quickly connect it off the side where the radios are going to be, and then basically just do POTA. So that's going to be the goal, and we're just going to use the 5100, like I was saying, as VHF, UHF only, and then we'll pull out the 7100 when we want to do like a drive-up POTA. And maybe we're going to give the 891 a shot with the ATOS, but I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that the more I dig down the rabbit hole, doing mobile HF is kind of hard. You know, it's kind of hard to get it right. Sure, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying it's hard to get it right with the right antenna, with the right grounding, and everything else that goes with it. So we're going to keep it going, though, as an experiment, and we will try it out eventually. Just going to kind of play with all this and see how it goes. All right, so we got the Built Right Industries bracket in, which was pretty easy. It's just a 10 mil up here and 13 mils to remove the jack and 12 mils to tighten it all down. And it looks like, based upon everything I'm seeing, seat's gonna close nice and tight, and it's gonna open just fine. So it's gonna close just fine and open just fine. So that's looking pretty good. But yeah, looks like it's just a basic latch there, nothing too crazy. So everything's fitting okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start running some more wires. And yeah, it does fit and it does close. You just have to angle this a little bit, but it's gonna be interesting to get all the wires in there and zip tie it up and make it look nice and clean though. So here we go. All right, so a little update. If you're wondering what the wide adapter is, it's my Starlink up there. But anyways, so I've got all the cables ran up here except for the speaker wire. It just wasn't long enough and I should have gotten an extension. I'll get one off Amazon, and I'm going to mount the ICOM speaker right about there. And that should let me hear it enough. If not, I can dump it in that top piece up there, or find somewhere else to put it. So not a big deal. But all the cable, I've kind of got where I'm going to put it. I'm going to come out probably right here, and I'm going to use some Tessa tape over the top of it so it just looks kind of natural. And it's going to go up under the seat here, and it's going to come to the Lido mount and up to the Lido mount, and it's going to come under the seat and up to the Lido mount, which is going to be right here. I was originally going to use my bulletproof mount, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think I'm just going to kind of do a Lido mount right here and just have it nice and neat. So I've just kind of decided to run it underneath there, and I'll run it underneath here and back up to where the rigs are at. So I need to go get the 7100 and get that mounted in here, and then I'm gonna have to take care of the power, and then we should be good after I get a extension cable for the speaker for the 5100, because the 7100 has a built-in speaker on the RF deck, which is pretty nice. And I might actually hook up 2 VHF, UHF antennas on the back there. Right now I got the compact antenna, and I got 2 other NMO antennas in the house, or 1 other NMO and 1 adapter in the house I can use. So maybe we'll just even test how the performance is between the 2 rigs. But so far it's all working out pretty good. And this is just a basic Ethernet adapter or extender that you get off Amazon. That's kind of rugged and outdoor rated. And then the cable that came with the ID 5100 was long enough for going up to the front. Got the antenna hooked up here. I need to find my power block, and I already ran a power wire on the other side of the vehicle, which is going to come back around through here. So things are looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and get the 7100 mounted in there, and then probably going to finish it up for the day. It's getting really hot out here. And then I need to find my power distribution block. Once I find the power distribution block, I can hook that up, and then we're just waiting on the Lido mount to show up on Tuesday from Ham Radio Outlet, and we're good. All right, 7100's mounted. Got to get an extension for the data cable now that I'm thinking about it too. That way I can run the data all the way up to the front of the vehicle. So that way I can just plug in a laptop right there on the bench in the middle of the seats. And then I think we're good. So I got to go order some extensions and find my power distribution block and mix up some power poles. And then we should be good to go at that point. So anyways, I'm gonna keep on chugging along here, guys, and I'll update you as it goes accordingly. And then I'll probably tidy up all this wiring down here too and get that all nice and neat when I got it where I want it. All right, guys, so update. Got the 5100 mounted, got the 7100 mounted, got all the cables and stuff like that. Don't mind the blue painter's tape, it's just to distinguish which antenna is which. And then obviously the power cable runs out to the other side. Little power distribution block. I couldn't get the one I wanted. Who knows what's going on with West Mountain Radio at the moment? I have no clue. But I wanted to get one that was fused, but this is the best I can get right now. So I'm gonna have to order something else. But got all the cables and stuff ran. And I bought the wrong audio cable, so I gotta get another one. But I'm gonna put all this underneath the panels when I get it the exact way I want. So I'm moving up to the front. We've got the 5100 mounted, and these are the cables for the 7100 because we haven't gotten that one done yet. And I still got to tidy all this up. I'm just waiting to make sure I get the setup exactly how I want it. So the Lido mount goes right there, comes up. Like I said, still got to get all these cables together, but that's what it's looking like. I hope that it's a good angle, but it looks good, you know, when you're driving on the car and stuff like that. And it's pretty solid. Moves a little bit, but so far when I was using it today, it worked really well, so I was pretty happy with it. But and then we're gonna run all the wires nice and neat, and then I'm gonna get them all underneath here. So just waiting to verify that it's gonna be a good setup. Now, the problem we're currently facing is we have the compact antenna, but the ground plane is not that good on this mount. It's just not very good. The mount looks great. Mount, you know, installs nice and it's clean, but the ground plane for this mount just is non-existent. So right now we're seeing 2.3 SWR on that band.
So that is not very good. So even if that's kind of in the middle though, but if we crank it down to like, I don't know, 144. I mean, our best dip's at, yeah, that's just, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to use this thing exactly, but yeah, just not super impressed with that. 70. Oh, we're getting good on 70. 70 looks pretty good. Okay, well, that's not too bad for 70. It's just a little high on 2 meters. Yeah, it's just a little high on 2 meters. Maybe I'll play with it a little bit more. But we got another SBB5 we're going to try out right now, and I'll let you guys know what it comes out as. All right, SBB5's hooked up. Let's see what it says. This was a 1.33 on 70 sims on the compact tenna though, so that's not too bad. But let's see what it says on 2 meters. If you remember, we were about 2.5 on the compact tenna. Yep, much better on this one. So we're at 1.4. .67. So technically on 70 sims, the compact antenna fares a little bit better. Well, we'll keep testing this and playing with it.